Boomer Ranger on, and it looks like I forgot a hat today. That's okay. I guess I'll just get my sunglasses on. There's less than 25 days to the opener of the Connecticut shotgun season. I'm at my favorite area, one of the aquarium water properties, and scouting is open, I think, till the 31st of August. I forgot which day it opened up, but this is the first chance I had to get out here. It was raining pretty hard today. I thought the woods would be wet. I thought it'd be quiet. The rain has stopped. The sun is shining. It's a little windy. I may get some negative wind noise on this, so I don't have it equipped with one of those muffs. Anyhow, I'm going to head down to my old favorite spot. I'm going to wander on, get some exercise. I don't think you're going to see much sign. You know, I don't expect to see any rubs, any fresh rubs this year. They haven't started rubbing yet. But, you know, maybe we'll get lucky and jump a buck. Stay tuned. So it's amazing how different things look. This isn't the same as it looked last October. Even last September, I should say, but certainly not December, November, toward the end of November during the shotgun season here. But nonetheless, this is still a trail. Some things never change. The deer are creatures of habit. Unless somebody disrupts them, they're going to go to they take their same roads every time. And this is the trail. And this trail will lead up to where we had the ground bind last year. And I think I took a buck 2 years ago from that spot. Then we moved over to the other side and I took a buck. Also took a doe here last year from this spot. So this has been good. The wind is absolutely right now for what I'm doing. And as I said earlier, I'm not anticipating seeing a lot of fresh sign anyhow. But just get comfortable in the area. Come back tomorrow and hang a camera, all right? So right in this very same spot during archery season 2 seasons ago, walking up this particular trail, I jumped a nice buck, an 8-point buck, just right about there. And I think he walked right by my buddy Dave. Yep, Dave Palumbo, the guy with the Killer Instinct SWAT X. You guys ought to check out that video on my channel. But he just couldn't react fast enough. The buck just came by on the wrong side. He couldn't get turned around. He couldn't get a shot. But that's why sometimes teaming up on a hunt can work, even for archery. You just have to be careful and you have to stay in touch with each other via text messages. But if for some reason my buddy Dave keeps his phone in the trunk, I'm hoping to break him of that habit this year for safety reasons, because we're going to dive heavily very soon into a new premiere series called Should You Hunt Alone? You don't want to miss that one. So this is another very well worn, very well used trail. It looks a little wide, almost like a highway. And despite all the heavy rain we had last night, ironically the creek is still dry. And it poured all night last night. Just to give you an idea, we haven't had rain in 12 to 14 days here in Connecticut. Oh, by the way, a safety note. Connecticut was where they first diagnosed Lyme's disease. It's caused and transmitted by ticks. Make sure you spray your clothing with permethrin. Make sure you do what I do, and that's tuck in your boots, tuck in your clothes, your socks. I wear a high sock on the bottom and then slip into these shoes, but give myself a complete tick check when I get home. Jump into the outdoor shower, make sure I don't have any ticks on me. But you got to be super careful. The reason this is such a good area, it is so thick in here. This is thick. The big bucks and the does both bed in this area, and it's fairly close to the main parking lot. So oftentimes guys are going to get tired, go back at lunch, or guys are going to get up late in the morning, they're going to come out, park their car, they're going to come this way. Next year, instead of dragging that deer all the way down and around, I'm going this way. As thick as it is, we're going to try to see if the hawk crawler can get me through there. But you're very, very close to residential area. There's a side street right in the back. With this particular camera, you probably won't notice it, but there's another boundary sign. Let's walk over there so you can see it. You start seeing multiple houses now. I don't want to name the name of that street, but I always thought this would be a good area, but you want to make sure you're on the fringes, not actually sticking a deer right here, because it's too easy for them possibly to run in the wrong direction. But this is the way they this is kind of the way they mark things leaving state property, and they always mark this orange or yellow I should say. Am I colorblind today? It's definitely yellow. But I've not seen deer in here, but I've had them on the deer camera 50 yards over on the other side of that creek. All right, so I hope your scouting is going well. I hope you're picking up some tips. I hope you know where you're setting up your blind. And I'm wishing you all a very good, successful season. All right, let me know in the comments if you're all set, ready to go. Well, boomers, it got too hot. I had to shed the jacket. I thought it might rain. That's why I had the camouflage rain protective gear, but I'm soaking wet right now, which is a good thing because we're going to have an outdoor shower and a tick check when we get back. You can see the reservoir over the top, and you can see this thick area. This is the type of area that bucks tend to love to bed in, and then they move up to the feeding area, which is up above, for hickory nuts, acorns, things like that. But this is another main trail. You wouldn't believe it because it isn't as obvious, but it really is a well walked trail by all kinds of deer. Now I'm going to head up this way, and we're going to go to that spot where I took the 5-point buck in the shotgun season this past year. I do think you know, find that same tree by the stone wall. I don't have my chair to sit on, so we'll just take a peek at it and then circle back around. I think tomorrow I'm going to go to the walking trail, which is a town-owned 64-acre parcel. Obviously you can't hunt there, but I could work my way back into here where it's very thick, walk along the residential area and sneak in here, see if there's any deer movement up there. But this is the kind of stuff you have to do. You got to spend some time scouting. You can't go in there blind. Oh, I know, you could use a computer, you could use HuntStand and Onyx maps and zero in on some potential areas, but there's nothing quite like boots on the ground, especially between seasons. And I don't care if it's a place you've been to many, many times. Trees fall. You know, there's all kinds of trees in the way here right now that fell, and no one's going to come clean them up. So it's totally different terrain this season from last season. So get out there and scout, folks, right? Yeah, I was actually completely surprised at the number of trees. Some very large ones. You know, this forest has trees that are 100 years old, some even older, and they fall occasionally. So I've arrived at that spot where I shot that 5-point buck last year, because here's the corner of the stone wall, and I just got done saying a few minutes ago how things change. This is the tree I put the ground blind. No, I didn't use a ground blind. I just used the chair. It's a very comfortable chair, and it's easy to install. Sits up against any tree. Very clever, very comfortable. I recommend you try one. That I got from the gentleman down south that makes the ground blind. And Dave, last name escapes me right this minute, but that deer would, like the chair, this ground blind cleverly attaches to any tree very quickly and is very easy to transport. Carry it over your shoulder or by a sling. It's probably about 25 yards away. It was really probably a pretty good archery shot. As all you know, if you watch the video, there was no round in the chamber and it was only one in the magazine. So it took 3 tries of trying to chamber a round into the barrel before I ended up being able to shoot. And the one shot I made count. So this has always been a very good area for some reason. Just always has produced deer. I'm looking forward to possibly hunting it again this year. Probably not during the archery season. Well, then again, I can't hunt it during shotgun because I didn't draw this area. I'll be over a trout brook. But maybe my buddy Dave will take this spot. See you. I do recommend you bring binoculars. Every once in a while, stop, check out the surroundings. See if you can find any deer just got up. Maybe they smelled you. Maybe they heard you. scouting trips always feel better after you've seen some game. So take your binoculars around, especially use them in big fields. Rather than going into the field, parking your car, take a glance right straight through your binoculars. It's the best way to do it, boomers. Now, I did mention how often trees fall and change the landscape in the same area you've been hunting for years. I counted no less than a dozen major trees down, 5 right in one area where I hunted. This, I think, is an absolutely superb area to be if you're not necessarily looking for a buck, if you just want to doe. You got a great commanding view in every direction. If you got something like the Savage 220 with a fully rifled barrel, you can reach out there a couple hundred yards without any problem. Although you can't see a couple hundred yards here, I'd say at least 75 to 100. Very, very doable. And you can make a nice, quick, clean shot. All right, well, this won't work. This will not work for archery. It's too wide open, and you would need a long shot here for sure. You'd have to get really lucky. One of the things when you're scouting is make sure you know which way you're going to come in the dark. So it could be a little treacherous at times. Now, despite all the rain, we don't have a lot of rain, a lot of water going through this particular creek. You see how slippery this could be with moss. You want to make sure that you're sure-footed and that you're very, very careful when you're crossing this type of terrain, especially in the dark, just coming in at middle of the night. Not middle of the night, but, you know, an hour before sunrise. Total darkness with your little lamp on your head. All right, I think we saw enough for today. We've hunted this area so much in the past. I kind of know where I'm going to put my stand. But we got to check out some other areas real soon. The Regional Water Authority will be opening theirs up, I think, in about 2 or 3 weeks. After we get our passes, attend the meeting, get our passes, they'll open up that property, and I'll have to hang a tree stand. Okay, folks, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Like always, please share, comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I really count on it. I thank you for watching. Bye now.